Hashimoto's Tsuri Komi Goshi, part 2, different kumikata variations, so grip style. The variation I showed in the first video was only against this grip. I just chose one grip to start with. The big advantage of this one is his arm is fixed somewhat, and it's easier for me to control it. And when I turn in, I can usually break it upwards and break his grip. The problem with this is if I don't manage to break the grip, then he can stop me from turning in on this shoulder by pushing it back, and he can bring his elbow down low, and then there's very little space for me to turn in there. It's not impossible, it still can work, and I can still put pressure on him, but it's going to be very difficult if I don't break the grip while I'm turning into the throw. So there are different variations Hashimoto does to overcome that problem if he can't get in this way. One thing is he just breaks the grip first and then does it against this gripping situation where the arm is just free. The big advantage is he cannot stop me with this arm whatsoever because it's not on me. The problem is it's a very free arm. It's hard for me to control it because he can move around, and yeah, that's an issue. But it is possible if you're fast enough and you break the grip, then you can go in right away. It becomes a little bit easier if I fix this arm again, somewhere on my body. He is going to want to take a grip on me. So if I offer him something, he's usually going to take it. So if I offer him a cross-collar grip, he's going to take it most of the time because the grip there is better than no grip at all. Now I have the advantage. This arm is fixed again, he's not flailing around with it, so it's a little bit more reliable where it is for me. And he cannot stop me from turning in, or not as well, because here he would have to push on this shoulder to stop me from turning. He can't on this one. Even better, when I start turning here, it's going to pull him into me, and he has to let go. Almost always breaks the grip. So pull him into a cross grip, cross-collar grip. The next option is similar, but I don't pull him into cross-collar grip. I pull him into a cross grip on my shoulder. This has the added advantage that his elbow is now higher, so I have a little bit more space here, and it's easier to get below there. So up here, same thing as down here. If I offer it to him, he's usually going to take it. Third option, I give him a grip on usually around my biceps. So when I do my feint, I at the same time put his hand against my arm. Now his arm is somewhere on my biceps, upper near the shoulder or lower down near the elbow, it doesn't really matter. But there, again, if I offer it to him, he's usually going to grab it. And this again gives him no control over me turning in that direction, but it fixes his arm in place a little bit. And I can go in. Now the last option, I'm going to show from both sides. He has the grip on my collar, and I go over here. I go close in. Usually I do that by taking a one-sided grip, pull myself in, go over his upper arm, and then in here, can either take something like a pistol grip or a pocket grip, whatever I can grab quickly, doesn't really matter. Now, it's quite easy for me to break this grip. I can either use my second hand and just pull it out. It's a very, very bad angle for him to hold. Or I can just push it forward and pop it out like that. And now this is again a very, very good spot for me. I can do the feint. I can feint here and go in. From the other side, so he has the grip on my lapel. I take a cross grip here, pull myself in, and then I go over the elbow and really smash his arm together. And then from here, I can pop it out, do my feint, and then go in for the Tsuri Komi Goshi. And yeah, that's the ideas. against the arm on my lapel, against the free arm, offer him a cross grip, offer him a high cross grip, offer him a grip on my arm, or wrap up his arm and break the grip. And that's some options you can play around with. Have fun.
Here's the first grip example of Hashimoto. This time he's using it against a cross grip. So what he's doing is, in this case, he's not taking the hand and placing it where he wants it. Instead, he is enticing his opponent to grab there by blocking off the same side lapel with his arm and turning a little bit. So this lapel is more or less well protected by this arm. He's grabbing the opposite side lapel, but he's leaving enough space above it for his opponent to grab there. This lapel is further forward, this one is further back. And it would be easier to protect this by kind of a windshield wiper movement with this arm. So exactly that's what happens. His opponent grabs the opposite lapel, and Hashimoto instantly lets go of his lapel and of the grip with his right hand and goes into the Tsuri Komi Goshi. There it's again, nice throw. Here you can see the legs again, not the focus of this video, but still always nice. Now from this angle you can't see the gripping, but what you can see is when he turns in, here you have the cross lapel grip, and as soon as he goes in, Hashimoto starts using this hand a little bit for help, then notices that he doesn't need it, but here you can see the grip breaking. That happens almost all the time. But it pulls his opponent in a little bit, as long as he's trying to keep the grip. So here's the grip, he turns in, and because he has that grip there, or because Hedorov has the grip there, that pulls him into the throw. So here again we can see the arm blocking this side. He has the lapel gripped on the other side here, but up above it there's enough space, and he turns a little bit. The important thing with these ideas is not to overdo it. Don't make it too obvious that you want him to grip there. He does it, and at that instant he goes over to the Tsuri Komi Goshi. And the second example of Hashimoto, in this case he's using the strategy that he puts the opponent's hand on his own arm. Here we have the starting situation. His opponent has a left-handed grip on the lapel. The opponent's right hand doesn't have a grip, but Hashimoto has that arm under control through a sleeve grip close to the wrist. And here he starts pulling the arm across and puts it on his own arm. It starts off with kind of a hook grip on the wrist, but then his opponent grabs again and takes hold of the sleeve. So there's a hook grip and there is the sleeve grip. Now Hashimoto comes in with the feint on the shoulder, and then he turns into the throw. So there's the feint, and then he turns in. Let's get a nice picture. One thing about this grip is, as long as it's on, this grip pulls his opponent in further into the throw. So as long as he has that grip, it's actually a problem for him because it pulls him in further. But people tend to want to keep on to their grips, so that is something you can really use to your advantage. And over he goes. Once more. Pulls over the arm, his opponent grabs the sleeve, then he goes in for the feint and turns into the throw. And down he goes. So that's two examples of the strategies I've shown you. For the others, just look at fights from Hashimoto and from other people who use this kind of a throw, and you will find examples for all of them. Have a lot of fun with this.